Hello and welcome back. Apologies for it being so long and apologies for how the camera's sitting right now. It's the only minute I get alone in the morning. And yes, I'm feeling very self-conscious in what I'm wearing because it's a bit more revealing and showy. I don't know. Still getting used to it all. But we're gonna wear it anyway because it's actually easier to carry the baby in the carrier because we're going to the ginger factory today. And yeah, it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a factory of ginger making and stuff. It's like a kid's tourist attraction. It's only around the corner. So we're doing that today and we're gonna have a chat, if I can get on there, about being your own support person, because a lot of us don't have professional support and a lot of us don't have even sometimes support at home. A lot of us are on our own. So it's something I've become really accustomed to, and my good friend came up with the idea of doing a video on this. I thought I'd share some of the ways I've helped myself to basically, be my own support person, as hard as it can be. So you might have noticed I didn't have Weet-Bix this morning. I know, shock horror, but it's literally because we've run out and we don't have any other form of cereal or granola or anything. So I just had to make do what I had. Didn't like it, but whatever. I think it's just habit for me having the same thing, but we did it. Doesn't really affect me. It's just, I prefer Weet-Bix. Hi, so it is a bit later in the day and I apologize. Even my necklace has changed. I know it's because this one just arrived today and I wanted to wear it. Anyway, wow, that was a long pause. I guess where I wanted to start with this video is it's so many reasons why someone might not be able to access support, and it can be financial constraints like myself, you can't literally afford to get support because it is very expensive. Or maybe you had a bad experience and you don't want that kind of support. Maybe you've just finished with it. Maybe you've been kicked out like I was several times. Maybe it's just you're finding it's not working and you're ready to try something new. There are so many reasons why someone might be left on their own and have to support themselves, and just know that you're not alone with this. And I don't think traditional treatment prepares us enough for that. And so I guess what happened with me was my therapist left quite abruptly and kind of left me hanging, and I didn't really want to deal with anything else, and I also didn't want to keep paying for it if it wasn't even helping me. So I left, and at that point I'd just been through the miscarriage and I felt like I was going to go downhill again, but I just couldn't do that to the ones I care about again. I'd worked too hard to get to where I was, even though I wasn't exactly where I wanted to be yet. It didn't feel so far off at that point. And even though I still miss things and I still struggle mentally, I don't act on anything anymore because I've got too much to lose now. And it was never I never used myself as motivation because that never worked for me. I've never seen myself as worthy of saving or anything, but that's just me. Also, keeping busy was definitely a big one. So I threw myself into, at the time I was working with the horses, and just I threw myself into studying them and all of that, and trying to find a career path and stuff that I wanted to actually do. So I just kept really busy and try to find your interests outside the eating disorder. I think it's really hard when it's been your life for so long and that it still consumes so much of your life. But if you now that you've got more space to make room for those things, do go after things. Try a random hobby. I have so many hobbies I've started that I never finished, but they kept me busy and they kept me distracted. Maybe it's colouring in. Maybe it's painting. I don't know. Maybe it's going ziplining. I don't know. find new hobbies, find something to keep you busy and something new that's healthier. I guess if you're like me and have an obsessive nature to obsess over and become like infatuated with, because then there's less time focused on the hard parts. So one of the biggest things that helped me keep going is having a pet in my life. So Dusty has just walked off, but he definitely gave me a reason, because I'm like, if I'm back in hospital, who's gonna look after my dog who's obsessed with me? Like, and same with my birds and even my plants. And like, I use animals to keep me grounded and to remind me that, you know, you've got reason here. Of course, I've got my fiance, but I can talk to him and stuff. It's different with your pets. They don't understand. Just like it is with a baby. Like, I couldn't ever get myself back into that state, no matter how bad the cognitions are, because my baby wouldn't understand and I would be so stressed about her. Here he is. And Dusty wouldn't understand. So I found having animals around is just a really nice way to, yeah, remind you there's more to life, and that also something that relies on you and makes you feel like you're needed is really helpful. And this isn't saying that we dismiss them completely. Like, I really had to learn to just sit with my feelings, as much as that sucks to say. But, and as I hate that whole, I hate that whole, you know, no one can recover for you. That you get told that a lot, and that's not really helpful when you're in treatment, because it's like, well, I'm here and you're supposed to be helping me, and you're not. Or maybe you are, but I do feel that sometimes treatment can make you too dependent on others. And yeah, no one can recover for you, but they can help support you in it. But that's not what we're talking about. I can tell you, you got to do this for you, but a lot of us won't believe that. So I found doing it for others was something that really kept me going, like doing it for my fiance, making myself accountable through social media. Like, I disappeared for a bit because I didn't think I'd be helpful to others. But, you know, it does keep you on track. Maybe, you know, you've got some friends and you want to be getting better for their wedding or something. You know, find ways to keep yourself accountable. That's just not about you. Maybe it's for your family. Maybe you want to make it to your birthday. Find reasons. Sorry, my battery ran flat, so I had to move. Oh, what's happened? Had to move in a circle. Use it as an opportunity to basically realize how strong you are, because you are. And, you know, you've made it this far, and you don't want to go back to that, and you don't want to, you know, you're allowed to, I was really knocking the camera, you're allowed to feel what you need to feel as well. Like, there's no feelings are shameful. When you need, like, have those, and I think the biggest thing that people struggle to deal with is, I guess, dealing with the hard emotions, and that's not easy, but I guess you've just really got to find ways that work for you, because I can tell you the ways that work for me. So distraction was a big one for me, whether it was like going shopping, like online shopping, you know, getting that little dopamine hit, going for a walk in nature, or just moving, like doing something with my hands to keep my hands and and mind busy, like a puzzle or making something out of clay. That always works really well for me. Finding ways to help your emotion, like regulate your emotions, it's different for everyone. So I know this wasn't a very exciting video, but it was something that I think is important to share, and what works for me might not work for you, but I do recommend, like I said, writing down things that do work. Oh God, what are you doing? Writing things down that do work and tracking them. And I'm actually working on something pretty special to me that I hope will help with this kind of thing, to be your own support person, because it is hard and like you feel so alone, and because your needs still probably aren't being met in the ways that your eating disorder used to meet them. So it's about finding new ways to get those needs met, and honestly, I'm still figuring that out. Like, some of them, yeah, but a lot of them, no. I still feel like I lack attention or something, or that people care and stuff. And so I think making peace with the fact that you just don't feel good, like mentally as well, can be really helpful. And just know that I love you, and I want to do more, and I want to do more good, and you matter. And even on the hard days, you know, even if you've just got to sleep through it, you can get through it. You've survived 100% of your hard days. No reason we can't survive them all. Like, I know I've got a lot going through my head still and struggling with many things in many ways, but, you know, minute by minute is sometimes how we have to take it. So just know you're not alone. You've got a whole community here as well. So be kind to yourself as best as you can. Know that you deserve the good, and I'll see you next time. You got this.